Facebook messages allegedly sent from accused murderer Erin Patterson and claims of a remote factory reset of one of her phones, the latest in the Leongatha mushroom murder trial.
A methodical search for an Asian grocer amid fears of a public health emergency. The court hearing testimony from an environmental health officer as he detailed efforts to find the store that Erin Patterson claimed sold her Deathcap mushrooms.
They only told us it was Oakley, Clayton or Mount Waverley, where it was alleged a person may have purchased those mushrooms from an Asian grocer in those suburbs.
Personally visiting 14 stores and taking 340 photos during his investigation.
I used my knowledge of the area to nail down which were Asian grocers or similar.
The search futile, Patterson later admitting she had foraged for mushrooms but did not seek out Deathcaps. The court then shown Facebook messages allegedly sent by Erin Patterson 7 months before the fatal lunch, found on a Samsung phone seized from her property, appearing to detail frustrations with her estranged husband's family.
I'm sick of this. I want nothing to do with them. His mum was horrified I had claimed child support. Why isn't she horrified her son is such a deadbeat that I had no choice but to claim? This family, I swear to God.
The court also shown screenshots of internet searches from Patterson's phone. The prosecution alleging she looked up information on stage 4 cancer, stage 4 ovarian cancer and brain lymphoma. The court hearing earlier, Patterson had lied to her lunch guests about having cancer. Cybercrime Squad member Sharman Fox Henry testifying he was unable to recover any data from another of Patterson's phones.
Based on this report, it appears this device has been factory reset.
Telling the court the phone was factory reset 3 times in the week following the fatal lunch, the final time done remotely. Erin Patterson has pleaded not guilty to all charges.
Erin Pearson is the Age's crime and justice reporter. She was in the Morwell court today. Erin, we just saw some Facebook messages allegedly sent from an account linked to Erin Patterson. What else is claimed about what she said?
That's right. The jury were taken through a string of messages that the prosecution allege were sent to a group of Facebook friends in December 2022. Now, they read out a couple of the names of the people in the group, but a couple of them were also redacted. But essentially, the messages were sent around the 6th, 5th of December. They related to ongoing a bit of a dispute about child support. And there was conversation about Simon Patterson, the fact that this user was saying that he was a deadbeat father, and also that his parents were a lost cause. There was messages in there from the user speaking about the fact that they'd asked for a little bit of help to adjudicate what was going on, and that Don Patterson had refused. The user then said that they were a lost cause and that I don't need them anyway. There was then further messages asking whether or not this user was going to continue to go to the same church. The reply that was read out to the jury was that no, I haven't really been there in a while anyway.
The court heard more about the search for the store where Erin Patterson initially claimed that she'd bought the mushrooms. What more can you tell us?
That's right. There was a health officer who was employed by the city of Monash at the time of the police investigation, and he recalled getting an email and a phone call from somebody from the Department of Health that asked him to go on a search for mushrooms that may have been sold in 3 particular suburbs of Melbourne, around that Clayton, Mount Waverley type area. And this officer said that's what he did. He went through council records to find any Asian grocers that may be selling mushrooms, and off he went over the next 2 days, going door to door quite methodically and asking them a list of questions. Those questions were, had anybody approached them and asked to sell mushrooms that hadn't been commercially grown? Had they had any repackaged mushrooms for sale and alike? There was only one that he could find, he told the jury, that appeared to be repackaged, but when there was contact between the accused and the Department of Health and this gentleman, they really couldn't figure out exactly which store it was. Nothing matched up, and as we heard earlier, there was over 300 images taken. Now, they weren't all shown to the jury today, but some of them were, and they showed the inside of some of these stores, some of these packaged mushrooms hanging on shelves and in boxes and alike. But essentially, there was nothing found that matched the description that had been provided to the Department of Health.
More also today around Patterson's cancer claim. What did we learn?
Yeah, there was a number of devices that police seized as part of their investigation. And the witness today, he's a digital forensic expert who works for Victoria Police. He was asked to confirm different documents that had been tendered to the court, and they were essentially downloads from these devices. There was a number of mobile phones and a Samsung tablet as well. And on one of those devices, there was information, the witness said, that showed that there'd been some sort of search or interaction with an online website that spoke about cancer, stage 4 cancer and alike. There wasn't a lot of evidence given about this, but it was one of the things that was mentioned towards the end of today.
Speaking of devices, we just heard one of Patterson's phones was factory reset 3 times, I believe, following the lunch. Can you tell us anything more on that?
Yeah, that's right. This IT witness explained that there was data that supported that account. It was the Crown Prosecutor Jane Warren who was taking the witness through this information, and essentially she was reading out the data that had been extracted from these devices, and then it was the witness who was confirming yes, no, that is what it said. There was a number of factory resets that happened from about December 2022 until early August 2023, around the time of the lunch. Now, the first few, the records indicated, and this is what the jury was told, that they had been done by a user. That was the word that was used, that it's a user that needed to access this phone hand in hand to be able to factory reset that device. The jury was also told that evidence will be coming to them that will explain that that phone was handed over by the accused to the police on August 5, 2023. Now, there was another factory reset that was mentioned. That happened the following day on August 6, 2023. Now, the court was told this was a different type of factory reset, that this appeared to have been done remotely at about 5 a.m. in the morning.
Erin Pearson, thank you so much for your time once again.
Thank you.